From little chickens solving puzzles to gigantic space exploration explosions, we're here with Collin with Two Tribes with RIVE. Now, what led to the development of RIVE from TokiTori 2?
Yeah, it's kind of different, right? Actually, we wanted to do something different. We made a lot of puzzle games, and I decided, well, we like shooter games a lot as well, and it's different from what people normally get from us, so we hope they don't mind. But we just like shooters, so we decided to make one. That's a good reason, I guess.
Good reason as any.
Yeah.
Now, I think obviously your last game you had was TokiTori 2 Plus, but that was before you guys went through the bit of restructuring that happened.
Yeah.
How different has the development been for going from TokiTori 2 to making a shooter like RIVE?
Well, it's difficult because we had to downsize, so we had to let a lot of people go. So we used to be with around 10 people, and now it's just 3 of us. And you have to get used to not being able to do everything at once. So it's like, oh, we need to make a trailer. Well, then I cannot design anything. So, okay, I'll make this level next week. And normally you could just say, okay, well, you're going to do that, and I'm going to do this. Is that okay? And make a plan. So that's the main thing that's really different, that you have to do everything yourself again. And that's how we started out as well. So I don't really mind. I miss the guys a little bit, but it's still a lot of fun going back to just making the games. So, yeah.
I understand. Now, this game, now you mentioned level by level, so is this game going to be a more linear game as opposed to TokiTori 2, which was more of an open world exploration?
Yeah, it's much more linear. So what we have is we have missions that you have to accomplish, and it will take you to the world multiple times. So when you unlock a new hack, it will open new possibilities, and you will be able to take a different route through the level, or you will be able to encounter different enemies. So it's more like a mission-based structure than like an open world, yeah.
Right, so you would go like later in the game, you might get a hack that you can go back to on an earlier level and be able to do a different way through that level.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
How does the hacking system work in this game?
Yeah, we call it. It's on my T-shirt, the metal wrecking robot hacking shooter. So you do two things. You kill a lot of. You cannot kill robots, but you destroy a lot of robots, and you can actually hack them as well. So you collect these like pieces of source code for robots, and you can, if you come close enough, you can change their behavior. So for instance, if there's a health bot that heals your enemies, you can change him so he'll hack you. He'll heal you, I'm sorry. So, or if there's a turret, he can actually, instead of shooting at you, he can follow you and become more firepower for you. So you change the behavior of your enemies for your own advantage.
Now, there's metal wrecking too in that game, so there's a lot of different opponents that you have to face off against, lots of destructive robots. What are some of the more interesting ones that we'll be facing in this game?
Well, actually, we don't have like 100 different types of robots because we are just 3 people, so we have to pick our battles. And so what we do is we try to make all of them really interesting and different. So, for instance, there's one enemy that doesn't shoot at you. It's a dropship, and he can drop whatever we make. So he can drop kamikaze enemies that come at you. He can drop like we call wall mine bots. He can drop missiles or fire. We can let him drop anything. So I like that one, and he's a boss in the demo right now. What else do I like? I like the little kamikaze guys because they charge at you and they explode when they hit you, so you really want to stay away from them. I don't know, I like them all, so I can't choose.
It's hard to pick your children. Now the game is all action, but there's also a little bit of a story in there as well. Is there something you can let us know about the story behind RIVE?
A little bit. It's being written by a Dutch author, Niels het Hoofd, and he's written a few books, and he's a journalist as well. And he's making a story where it's not a love story, but it's like there's a guy in our ship, and he gets to meet the AI of the spaceship that he's exploring. So there is the AI doesn't really like him because he shoots all his robots, but he does like the companionship. So he does like to have somebody around him. So it's a little bit like it's a love story. I guess it's a love story. But it's still being written, so I don't know the details, but that's the plan. So.
It's a mystery for all of us.
Yeah, it is. Well, maybe not for Niels, I don't know.
So after making puzzle games and now shooting games, are you also thinking about, in the future, any other potential genres you might want to cover?
We have an idea for Endless Runner where you lose limbs and eyes and ears and stuff. I don't know if that will ever be made, but usually while you make a game, you get your idea for the next one. So it could be that we're going to do that, I don't know. First we have to make sure that this game is finished, which will take at least another 6 to 9 months. So.
Now the game is almost out, but do you have an idea as to when it should be coming out?
Yeah, we say, actually I made a trailer and it said before 2016, but people sort of forgot the before part, so they thought it was a year delayed. So it will be this year, I just don't know when. Let's say October, November, or something like that. Yeah.
And then that is RIVE, so when it comes out, prepare for your brain to explode, or at least lots of robots.